Good morning. Welcome to the Brew. Today on the show, we have Mahesh Kashyap from OVTLYR. We're going to run through his platform integrated with Tradier. It is terrific. We're going to learn a lot about what this thing does. So let's get right to it with Mahesh after the bell. We have Mahesh. We have a little intro music here. This is for people who are younger than me who like a little rock star stuff, right?
No, I mean that's great. Thanks for having me today, Lex.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. So Mahesh, what we like to do here is we like to jump in, but we want to first know a little bit about you and the company, and you kind of what your dream is and what your why you did this, that sort of thing. So. Give us a little brief rundown on what you're doing here, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. So I have been involved in this industry for past 8+ years now. Mm-hmm. I have had a successful exit. We literally started our journey by building, custom end-to-end trading platforms for hedge funds. Few years ago, me and my co-founder, Mark, we decided to build something for the retail community. Mm-hmm. And we were working on this concept, or I would say R&D around mm-hmm. how investors, like how they behave, like there are certain changes that happens in the market, whether it's news, whether Fed cut the rates or some price movement, etc., how it impacts the investors and what is the impact on the price of the stock movement. So we were doing this R&D project, like literally, it turns out it was doing a good job. And we decided to launch it a few years ago as a free pilot first. Mm-hmm. We kept on building. And earlier this year, we launched as a full-fledged product. We have now thousands of traders who use it every day. Now, if you ask me, like in 1 minute, what do we do? Mm-hmm. Think about it. We have built algorithms which monitors investors' reactions to these changing market conditions, and they detect irrational fear and greed. Mm-hmm. Our members, the users, they can pinpoint opportunities, build strategies with this unique data, which I'm going to show you shortly. And the third thing is the whole concept of, buy when others are fearful and sell when others are greedy. This whole concept is true, but how do you find those opportunities? How do you find those times? That's what we are trying to do here with OVTLYR. That is the data that we are trying to provide to the trading community out there.
Got it. Okay, great. Terrific. Thanks for that. Before we go to the demo, let me ask a couple questions if that's okay. So you mentioned that you first started out, working with hedge funds, and now you've decided to kind of rotate into the retail trader. Is that fairly accurate? Would you say? Yeah. Okay. So yes. I guess my question, and I come from the professional world as well, the hedge fund world and that sort of thing. And I think, have you noticed a massive difference in the mindset and the mentality of a retail trader, a retail person user versus a hedge fund kind of user or a professional, let's call it? I mean, there's a big difference in my view, but what are your thoughts there?
Yeah. So there is a difference. It takes a little bit more time to convince a retail trader than a hedge fund. Honestly, I mean, I thought it's the other way around. Mm-hmm. Just because there are so many solutions or so many platform algorithms, majority of them doesn't work in the market. And I have seen these retail traders got burnt so many times. Mm-hmm. And many times I found it's a little bit harder to convince a retail trader that it's good, at least try it out. So that is one of the major difference I have seen. It takes more time to sell to a hedge fund because that sales process is a little bit longer,
Yep.
while the sales process when you sell it to a retail trader, it's a little bit shorter.
Hmm.
So that is kind of the one of the major difference I see. But once they become the believers,
Hmm.
it really can grow, and the feedback that they provide the retail traders is so valuable in my opinion, and that's what we get through our network of these traders who use our platform. They are like family members to us because
Sure.
they like provide us valuable feedback.
Love it. That's great. And then do you focus on options trading, straight stock trading, a mixture of both? What's sort of the asset class that you focus on, would you say?
So we provide data around the underlying like
Hmm.
stocks and ETFs.
Hmm.
Majority of our traders members, they use it for option tradings. If I have to put a percentage, I would say 80 to 85% of our members, they are option traders, and 10 to 5%, 10 to 20% are traders or investors who buy and sell stocks. So there are few which do both, like they have this portfolio, they option used for option trading, and some of them for
Sure.
stock trading. So it's a mix, but I think it's heavily skewed toward option
Sure.
traders.
Okay. Got it. Good. Good. All right. Do you want to go to the demo? You want to bring it on screen?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Let's do that. So there we go. Okay. You can see it.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. Perfect. I got it too. So let's run through this a little bit. I'll have some questions, I'm sure. This looks great. Okay.
Okay, so I will start with what are our key data points. So what you are seeing on the screen, this first chart is simply, this one is simply your candlestick chart, the price chart.
Hmm.
This green and these red overlays that you see behind these
Hmm.
charts, we call it uptrend and downtrend indicator. It tells you when a stock or an ETF is in uptrend, and when you see a green thing turned on, you can think about right now the stock is getting into uptrend. And when you see these red bars, these red regions, you can think about the stock is now going in downtrend.
Hmm.
Now let's come down to this second data point that you see here. We
Hmm.
call it behavioral heat map. And as I said, the whole idea of measuring how investors are reacting to changing market condition. How do we display that? We give a score from 1 through 50 daily to a stock or an ETF, uh, between like R means red means fearful. So if
Hmm.
you see a value R50, you can think about right now the sentiment, the sentiment for this particular stock is extremely fearful,
Hmm.
and that is some of those regions where you find good opportunities, right?
Okay.
And the green means these are the times when investors exhibit high level of greeds. Means if you're trying to get in around these times, just be careful, because many times traders, people like us got burnt in past because
Hmm.
they got in at the top. It happens very often. So this is the data point number 2, which gives you a clear picture
Yep.
when the investor is fearful or greedy at any given time.
Okay. So is that heat map sort of an overbought, oversold sort of indicator of sorts that you guys have created?
So you can think about in that sense as well, overbought and oversold, but
Hmm.
our approach is a little bit different from
Okay.
how those indicators are created. So yeah, you
Okay.
can think from that perspective.
Gotcha. Understood.
The next one is oscillator. It is, we call it price trajectory oscillator. Essentially, it tells you which way stock is moving, like whether it's moving up or down.
Hmm.
And those turnaround points are very important. Now, if you think about, if you see times like these when there's lot of red, lot
Hmm.
of fear in the market, now you may be wondering, hey, when it's going to turn it around, when things will start moving upwards. you can get help from this oscillator and watch it closely when it changes direction and start moving in the upward direction. In this case, you can think about, yeah, the stock is now with high probability, there's very high probability it's going to start moving in the upward direction.
Hmm.
So a combination of heat map, oscillator, so far, and these uptrend and downtrends probably gonna help you find the good opportunities, when to
Hmm.
get in, when to get out with high confidence.
Got it. Okay, good. I love it. That's great. So the heat map oscillator and the top bars so far, and we're moving down. We're going to market breadth. Is that next?
Yeah, market breadth is next. Before I cover market breadth, I want to show you we have, like when we launched, we have this version where
Mhm.
you don't see any buy and sell signal. But a lot of our members, they requested, hey, can you generate these buy and sell signals? So we give users an option. They can just turn on these signals right here,
Oh,
and
that's all.
what you will see, our model of buy and sell signals. What does it means? We combine our oscillator data. Right, think about when oscillator starts moving up. We
Mhm.
combine our heat map data, some of the pricing data, some of this overlays to generate these buy and sell signals. Why it is important? Because many of our members, they requested, hey, give me daily opportunities, like
Mhm.
give me opportunities that comes daily so that I know where to focus. Right, you have thousands of stocks, you don't know where the opportunities are. So these buy and sell signals were created in order to shift the focus on the stocks where the most opportunities are, and which is can be viewed in this bull list, means buy list. You
Mhm.
have a pair list which gets updated daily,
Mhm.
where which is essentially called a sell list. But think about it, we show it that, hey, right now the investor greed is very high, so
Yep.
be careful. Like these are not like, hey, buy here, sell here. No, so you have to understand the concept behind it. We generate based off our uh, behavioral data. So you combine that with the other data points in order to maximize your wins. So they do a very good job
Yeah.
in that.
Okay. And just so I'm clear, the bull list and the bear list are auto populated, right? That's not something I
Yes.
pick as a user. Is that accurate?
No. So it gets every day before market opens, and in fact,
Hmm.
previous night, like if I have to give you a time, around 9:30 p.m. Pacific time, it's get updated
Hmm.
one day before, and you will see a new list for the next day. Um, and you can come here, you can look at, what are the stocks where the buys are, which ETFs the
Hmm.
buys are. So you can find these opportunities daily. You can select bull list, bear list. You can find some ETFs where the opportunities are, and it's get auto populated.
Okay.
It's
Love it.
our version, it's our model. You can
Right.
still build your own strategies. You can
Sure.
still use this data to build your own strategies, but this is our way of, giving you something.
Got it. Understood. Okay. The other question I had for the top graph there, with the indicator arrows, the signal arrows, what time frame are we looking at? Are those minute bars? Are they daily bars?
Daily.
What are those?
It's daily bar, and I'll show you something. Like for example, this is S&P 500 SPY,
Yep.
right? I
Hmm.
can pull the performance summary right here, and it will show you how our signals have done over
Okay.
past 4+ years. Like for example, in this case, the total trading days were 1,224, and
Hmm.
our signals were active for just over 668 days. Means when there is a sell, between the sell and the next buy, we consider as, a day when you are out of the market. That's how we calculate this performance summary.
Hmm.
And our average holding period between buy and sell is around 26 days. So these are not like signals where we give you signal, hey, buy today, sell tomorrow, buy
Got it.
today, sell. So in many cases, you may see these buy will come today, a sell may come in like 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks
Okay.
from now. So
Yeah.
so they are, built that way.
Sure.
We also show time in the market, signal return,
Hmm.
drawdown, etc. So you can just
Yep.
see how our signals did.
Oh, that's wonderful. So this is definitely more of a swing trader's paradise, I'd say, right? Not so much for the day trader, maybe more for the swing trader.
Exactly. So day traders, they we have some day traders. They
Hmm.
come and they look for these bull list and bear list, daily list, and
Yep.
then they have their own strategies to go off of that.
Hmm.
So they don't use lot of. They may use some of this data to see which way momentum is, which way the trajectory is going. That can assist them, but it's not like there are few day traders than swing traders, I would say.
Okay, understood. Okay, good. Got it so far. This is wonderful.
Okay.
Looks great.
So let's go to the next one. I
Hmm.
covered all these, including bull bear list. Let's go to the next one, which is market breadth. So we have two indicators that we have created. Think
Hmm.
about market breadth is when you're looking at a stock or an ETF, we want to show you that how that sector in which that stock lies
Hmm.
is moving, whether it's moving up, it's moving down. How do we calculate, right? So think about that. We have every day certain buys and certain sells. And
Hmm.
what we do is simply plot this as a percent, like bullish percent, which actually show you which way that sector is moving. For example, if I select, let's say, Tesla, right? So Tesla is a stock and it lies in discretionary sector, right
Hmm.
here. And what you will get out of this is how discretionary sector, whether it's moving down or
Hmm.
it has changed direction and started moving up. Because what we have found out that when you are betting long, if the sector is also acting as a tailwind,
Hmm.
it will help you win more when you are not taking the sector into consideration. In many cases, sector behind you actually more helpful than in that scenario.
Okay.
So that is our bullish percent data point, which is derived from our daily buy and sell list.
Hmm.
And then we have our uptrend and downtrend data. So you have these overlays, right, which I was showing you, these red overlays, these green overlays for uptrend.
Hmm.
So we know the exact count every day, how many stocks within that sector are in uptrend or downtrend. And when you
Hmm.
plot it over time, what you will find is that when the number of stocks in downtrend goes up and number of stocks in uptrend goes down, the
Hmm.
sector overall starts to move down, because it's obvious, when many companies in that sector is moving down. So this is a very, very good indicator, solid indicator, where you can gauge how that underlying sector or an index is moving, so that you can align your strategies um,
Hmm.
accordingly.
Okay. Great. I
Okay.
love it. Yep.
So far so good. Can I go to the next one?
Yeah, let's go to the next one. I want to ask you though, and I don't know if this is the right place. Can you show me on the screen a great setup that would be either a long or short? I don't care which one.
Okay.
That based on the data, is there something that stands out? Because I'm looking at this for the first time, so I'm understanding it, but I would wonder when is a good one on the screen to get in, and if there isn't one, I get it. I get that too. So
Okay,
that would be
let's
the
take
answer.
example of Tesla. I mean, again,
Perfect.
we had a buy signal came uh, around, I would say, let me just, and remember, there are many other factors for
Sure.
Tesla, political factors as well, which happen to push this stock up. So, if you're not considering that, we had a buy signal. When this buy signal came, right, I would not have taken this buy signal personally, even though it came in this green uptrend, because the sector was not agreeing with me. Sector was starting to move down, as
Okay.
you see this discretionary sector. So
Yep.
personally, I would have waited somewhere around this time frame, when this time frame when the sector started moving up. I would have taken either here or somewhere here,
Hmm.
entry when it the green overlay started, sector started moving up,
Hmm.
because I know the discretionary sector overall started moving up.
Right.
The number of stocks in downtrend are going down, and number of stocks in uptrend are going up. So I would
Hmm.
have taken this thing a position there for the Tesla. And let's go
Okay.
back to S&P 500. Similar story with S&P 500 as well.
Hmm.
If I just scroll down this thing to a lower time frame
Hmm.
so that you can see some of these things better, right? I want to
Yep.
make sure that some of these things are aligning well. So I need to make sure that the sector or S&P 500 overall number of stocks in S&P 500 are going uh, in downtrend are going down. So I would have taken looked at these places to get
Hmm.
in, some of these places to get in, like when it is going down, number of downtrend going down, and number of stocks in uptrend going up. So I would have considered some of these points to get in, combined with the uptrend indicator,
Hmm.
combined with some of these other indicators. I would have taken that position.
I gotcha. Okay. Terrific. Good.
and
Good.
and,
Good.
and
Good.
again, I would say that once it's a new data point, I understand it's not like, oh, you have these EMA crossover, oh,
Hmm.
you have this RSI indicator, which you are very familiar with. But once you start playing around with this data, you will find that it's so good. uh, and you combine with the other form of data as well. You may have additional checkpoint. I want to make sure that EMA 10 is above 20. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm just making it up.
Sure.
Or EMA, something like that. So use this data in addition to that data. Now, one thing I also want to show you that um, uh, this constituent map, I call it constituent map, means
Hmm.
every day number of stocks in fear and greed changes. And there
Okay.
are times when number of stocks in the greed are so much, or number of stocks in the fear are so much. Those are the times when I try to go risk on,
Hmm.
means I try to go a bit more aggressive. Like,
Okay.
let's go back to time of COVID. When you hover your mouse here, you will see there are so many stocks in the fear zone, right?
It looks horrible.
It's like the first thing that will come to your mind, hey, it's so bad, right?
Right.
Everything is going down, but I know that it's not going to go down to zero. I mean, it's going to be. So these are the times when I go like really risk on, go crazy with my
Yeah.
risk meter, so that I can do better. So that's kind of how this data point is.
Hmm.
Any questions on this one?
No, that and that looks. What's the range of sentiment there? Is it the whole marketplace? What is it, sector based? What are we reading in
When
that?
you have selected S&P 500, it will show the constituent map for S&P 500. If
Okay.
you have selected a sector, you will see for that sector. If you have selected a stock, you
Yep.
will see constituent map for that sector, like Apple technology
Yeah.
sector. You will see technology sector here. So
Okay.
it gives you that broader view as well, always,
Got it. Okay.
right?
Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Understood.
So the next one is, which is actually one of the least used data point, but it's a really good one, which is called directional volatility histogram. Think
Hmm.
about it, that we have a way to calculate, downside and upside volatility. Like, we have this thing that we have done internally
Hmm.
to calculate downside and upside volatility, and this show the real risk of owning a stock. For example, in this case, if it is more tilted toward the green, you may read it as S&P 500 is more beneficial for people who have went long
Hmm.
rather than short. So this basically just give you the
Yep.
real risk of owning that stock or an ETF, whether it has given more positive returns or negative returns. So it's not an actionable data point, but it gives you that, okay, I'm looking into this asset, how this asset has done in past 4 year.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting from this data point.
I got it. Okay. And you combine all these yourself, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
You
Over
also
a
look at
period of
data.
time, you just like come up with your own beautiful strategy
Yeah.
that works for you. And
Got it.
recently, what we did is we started adding these stock news. Now, one of the cool thing about this stock news that we added, like when you expand it, You will see the latest news as soon as it gets published. We have probably a minute delay. What you will
Okay.
see that not only the news, we will also show the sentiment, like whether the news headline is positive or negative or
Hmm.
neutral. You will quickly see, like in many cases, if all the data points are agreeing with you to go long and you
Hmm.
see all the positives here, oh
Hmm.
man, that is like a good thing. That means that your data is agreeing with you. The news
Great.
that is coming out from the mouth of thousands of
Sure.
sources out there agreeing with you. It's a good play, right? So we give news on the stock, we give news on the sector.
Great.
Sometime there's some bad news about the sector you want to know. So you want to keep an eye on that as well. We also recently added analyst ratings because many of our users, they want to know, like, if a particular stock has been upgraded, downgraded. It depends on, some people use it, some people don't use it, so you
Hmm.
can look at this data and use it as you see fit.
Got it.
Then if someone want to do like little bit more analysis on news, we
Hmm.
have added a new tab here for the news. You can come search for the symbol, search for analyst rating. If you want to look into certain stocks, we also show which news are trending right now,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, which news are getting high coverage. Sometimes what happens is, certain stocks or certain companies get shared a lot, which are in news cycle a lot. So we have way to show you which news are getting a lot of coverage, so that hey, I want to look into super micro. What's going on.
Sure.
There may be a lot of negative sentiment. I mean, if you're aware with SMCI stock, which is like
Right.
has gone down and drain from. So these are some of the benefit of this section if you want to see some of these high
Right.
coverage news.
Okay. Great. I love it. Now, can you, when you come up with your decision and ultimately say, okay, I'm gonna do something, can you trade from the
Mhm.
platform, directly
No,
from the
no,
platform? Not yet.
no, not yet. I'm hoping with Tradier down the line we'll find a way to integrate as well. But for
Okay.
now, the users, this is just for analytics. Make sure that you're making a good decision, right? In
Got it.
the end, you know, uh, you want to make sure that you are kind of not just throwing darts.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So that, yeah, anything that can put some edge into the retail trader's arsenal is terrific, right? No, this is a great tool. So, um, can you talk a little bit about pricing? Obviously, you're not doing this for free, although you might be.
Mhm.
Um, Tell us a little bit about, yeah, any special deals or any special pricing, or even if it's not special, what is it? How
Yeah.
do they get to it, and how much do they pay for it?
So anybody can go to OVTLYR Outlier. We call it Outlier. Honestly, we didn't get a domain name, so that is the truth. There's no reason.
I was
So
going to
we
ask you about
got
the
like,
V. That's kind of like a Latin V or something. That means a U or something. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, when we bought it, like it was, we were trying to buy Outlier.com, couldn't buy it, so we
Yeah.
just settled with OVTLYR.
Okay.
Uh, Pricing, we have right now, if you go to our website, we have pricing going on. If you click here, we have a limited time coupon. We're giving 40% off on our annual.
Okay.
So instead of 588, it's for 349 right
Hmm,
now.
terrific.
Even on monthly, when you come, if you want to try with a free trial, then you get like 21 days trial and then 50% off for the first month, and then it goes back to $69 per month. in
Okay.
in my opinion, annual deal is better because it's almost like $29 per month.
Sure.
It comes to that. So that is the uh, current special going on. We keep on changing that, and anybody can come here and click here to get the latest deal
Got it. Okay. And
on our website.
it's outlier.com, right? So OVTLYR.com.
Yes,
Perfect.
OVTLYR.com.
Okay. That's awesome. I love it. The other thing before we wrap up here, I find it interesting. I like the fact that you said a big swath of people are trading options on it, and I love the idea because look, if you have a directional bias, I think options are the best part to use. That's my favorite. So that to me is terrific. So
Yeah, and believe me, I mean, I myself I myself trade using our own data.
mhm.
We have members, like we have our Discord channel, and it's a growing community. Like people are active, like literally they are
Sure.
active. We have one of the lowest churn rate. Like if you see the churn rate in the industry,
Yep.
it's like once they join, they don't go away. And that's a proud moment for me personally.
Oh, that is a proud moment. I agree. That's what you want. That's what you want. Repeatable,
Yeah,
consistent,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yes, yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Great, Mahesh. Well, thanks for coming
So
on.
so that's
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. So that's all from. If you have any questions, like we have one more thing. I mean, if someone is interested in, we have a
Mhm.
screener.
Okay.
Like just want to point it out. Like if someone want to build their own kind of like a list, right? And what we do is we give, like, they can use our unique, like, hey, these stocks are in uptrend, I want to see stocks in downtrend, or I want to see stocks in uptrend. The
Hmm.
heat map need to be between this to this. the
Yeah.
the oscillator need to be moving up, so they can build this custom screener for
Hmm.
themselves to find the opportunities, to dig through the opportunities. So we have that
Hmm.
as well. If someone is interested in building these custom, find custom opportunities using our data.
Love it. Okay. That's great. Now, is there any plan down the road, once you're integrated with some sort of trading mechanism, to do some automation with this? Meaning, the user can say, "Hey, I've got all these signals, and if this, and this do that, boom, send my trade out."
We have, and it's in plans right now. The goal is that to work with like brokerage like yourself, who is like a
Mhm,
developer friendly, find a way to let users build their own strategies, because
mhm,
I may use it in different way. Someone may find that, hey, I want to look at this certain data point, so they can build their own strategies. They can automate their own on their own side. We
mhm.
may even provide APIs, our own APIs,
Right.
which may be available like end of Q1 or early Q2 next year.
Mhm.
But that is definitely a plan to give more to our members,
Sure.
to our users.
Got it. Okay. I love that idea. So maybe someone could, like, someone has a platform that trades, you could pull your data in from an API sort of thing, and do some things that way. That's a possibility down the road? I know Q2 maybe.
Yes, that's a possibility, and that's
Yeah.
something is definitely I'm very much interested in.
Gotcha. Okay. Great, great. Well, this was really special. I like this. I love the data. I like the multiple. I call them checks. It's probably not the right word, but I get to confirm my signal a little bit. I hate when I just look at one thing and it's over. I like to have multiple confirmations. I'm scared. I don't want to jump in the water.
I think that does to you, like even I'm built same, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. All right, Mahesh. Well, great. Thanks for coming on. So
Yeah,
we will.
perfect.
All right, Mahesh. Well, thanks for coming on. We'll do it again soon sometime. Okay.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Okay. Bye now.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.